Do you see all the different types of Christmas trees they have here at Big Tree Plantation? It's amazing. And right now I'm supposed to be picking out the type of tree I want, but I'm having such a hard time. They're all so pretty. I want to take them all home, and you're going to have that same problem when you go to cut down your own Christmas tree. I mean, most growers normally grow a handful of varieties, which I was actually surprised to learn when I came out here. This is the first time I've ever been to a Christmas tree farm, and when I think of a Christmas tree, I think of a Christmas tree. It's green and it has needles, but when I come here, it's like I've walked into a Starbucks. And there are all of these different options, and they all seem like they're exactly the same, but they're not, and you have no idea how to choose which one's right for you. So rather than look like an idiot and walk around this Christmas tree farm for hours trying to figure out which variety I want to take home, I've decided to go ask Frank Antonucci, the owner here, which Christmas tree is right for me. Oh yeah, and find out which variety is right for you. I'm hitting the road, searching for answers, and finding great design. It's a quest for beauty, function, and of course, inspiration. All right, so show me all of these different varieties.
Well, there are about 5 different varieties that we grow here.
Are they the main type that are grown most places?
Yes, in this part of the country, and that's really important because certain areas...
We're in Ohio right now, by the way.
Yep, we are in Ohio. We're in the Midwest, and certain areas the ground will only support certain species of trees. And so this Scotch Pine was the most popular tree when we started 20-some years ago. And the reason it was popular is because it grows well in these soils and didn't take much fertilizer or whatnot. People liked them because they have nice stiff branches and they hold up well. They'll last a long time. A lot of disadvantages: crooked trunks, not much of an aroma, and a little bit prickly.
Yeah, it does look a little prickly.
Mm-hmm. So we actually use these a lot for foliage, for different evergreen wreaths and things.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Because they're endurance. And then there's another pine that we grow called the white pine. They're over here if you want to take a look.
All right.
Okay.
So what is this really fuzzy, soft-looking tree?
Well, this tree is called a white pine. It too grows well in these soils. And people like it because it really is fuzzy and soft. The advantage to it is that you can, because it does grow so well here, it's less expensive than some of the firs that take a longer time to grow. The disadvantage is that
I can smell it just standing here.
Can you?
Yeah.
Yeah. They have a little more aroma than the Scotch pine do. Their branches are a little flimsier, so you can't put heavy ornaments.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that because it looks like, because it is so soft and fluffy, it looks like it would just get weighted down.
And then you might say, well, what about all these yellow needles in here? Well, they shed their inside needles every year, and what we do is, if you would said we have to have this tree and we cut it down, then when we take it up to be processed, we shake the tree. Maybe I can show you that later. And these dead needles will come out. So we'll just kind of clean it that way.
Yeah, and they do. They just all come straight out.
Yeah.
Whoa.
And people who have them in their yard, they call us and worry about, what's happened to my tree, it's turning yellow. Well, this is, not all evergreens do this, but this particular variety does. But they're really a nice, friendly tree. Most people decorate them with just lights and bows and that type of thing.
So what's the next variety? Show me that one.
Good. Let's go over here and we'll see some fir trees. Well, I wanted you to see this particular tree. It's a variety of fir. It comes from the Canaan Valley of West Virginia. It's a bracted balsam, and so they gave it the name Canaan fir. It's very soft. It's very friendly. It has a great aroma, holds up well. And this is the most popular tree in Ohio now.
Yeah, because I was going to say, this is what I think of when I think of a Christmas tree.
Yes.
This is the mental image I have.
Well, the old-fashioned balsam tree is what the pictures were taken with Norman Rockwell. And now this is an improved version of it. This has about twice as many needles on it, and as opposed to the flat balsam look. But The branches are fairly strong, and you can, the lighting is really something that you can do a lot with on this tree, working the lights from the inside out, and it looks gorgeous. And our customers tell us they have it for 4 or 5 weeks, and they hate to take them out because they're still soft and green and smell good. So.
And this one, you said the branches are stiff. You can put pretty heavy ornaments on it?
Fairly. It's not as strong as a Scotch pine.
What about needles? How long would you say these needles last compared to the other trees?
Excellent. They're actually growing these now. They have been getting the genetics down, and they have trees that they've isolated that have less than 1% needle drop.
Wow.
So the shedding of these is minimal. Every one of these trees that we grow has good needle retention. The only one that is not quite as good as the blue spruce. All the spruces have more of a tendency to drop their needles. The firs and the pines hold up really well.
That's good to know.
Mm-hmm. So usually people that really prefer a blue spruce, they know that, and they don't put it up the first weekend in December. They'll usually wait until mid-December. And but again, it has its advantages. The real sturdy branches can handle those heavy ornaments that you women seem to love. I'm not going to
take that the wrong way.
Well, don't. Right.
So the blue spruce is good because it has the stiff branches.
Mm-hmm.
Bad because its needles drop. What else can you tell me about it?
Well, the color and shape are just gorgeous. I mean, it's just naturally pretty. We hardly do any trimming on a blue spruce, whereas every other variety here we have to trim every year just to keep it in proportion and also keep it from getting so wide that you can't get it in your house or it takes up half the room.
Check out my website, askthedecorator.com, to discover more about this topic, read informative how-to articles, or watch other videos from my trip. You'll find a variety of helpful decorating advice when you stop by.